Welcome back, Kingsman, to another NTW3 battle. Hope you guys are ready for another vicious, bloody clash with some of the most iconic factions of the Napoleonic era. You have a Prussia, UK, I think it's some Netherlands thrown in there, force going up against the French. Man, the Prussians, I mean, we're just missing the Austrians and the Russians, honestly, and it is your stereotypical Napoleonic battle. But today, yeah, the Prussians, I feel like the Prussians may have actually linked up with the British more than any of the other factions do. I mean, it was the Prussians that fought with the British at Waterloo, you know. But let's check out the French armies here. So we have a 9-point Rail, you have a 8-point Kellerman, the 10-point Imperial Guard, and then over here you have, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that name. I know I say sometimes I'm going to go and learn how to pronounce all the names, but you know, unfortunately, barely posting videos on a weekly basis. It's about as much as I can hope to do right now. But yeah, they're rolling into the coalition. Now you can see, I'm assuming this is a 9-point Prussia. I do believe they have two 9-point UK Netherlands, and then maybe a 7 or 8 or 6-point UK. I honestly don't know. But you can see already, you know, a little bit of squaring off. This French army is going straight into the UK. The UK may not have their forces up necessarily, but they do have some horse artillery, which looks like they're trying to get it into an excellent position. It does. I do hear the drums, so you know that there are infantry. Here we go. Some Prussians, probably some British as well. A lot of cav making a screen here. It does look like the French making a tiny bit of a push here, trying to scare back the Prussians. A big, huge part of these battles, guys, is screening. So being able, oh wow, that's a lot of UK cav. Look at that. Coming out in force. Oh, we got some really good, oh, what? They got the Scots Greys. Okay. Very expensive, but very awesome cav unit. Look at them go.
We've taken a building, sir.
Glorious. Nothing beats such a beautiful cav unit. But yeah, no, the French probably aren't going to push anymore. However, he is rolling in with some Dragoons, but he's going to watch out for that UK. Now, we do have, looks like a bit of a cav clash here pretty early on with the Prussians pouring in some volleys. I do believe, can't tell, maybe they killed an artillery piece. Oh, wow, we have a charge here. France going straight in on the Prussians. Now, this is not, in my opinion, a well-advised attack here. There's infantry to support this fight. I don't know. This whole flank is rolling in. Yeah, these Dragoons are probably going to die. Getting caught by some Lancers in the flank. And he's going to lose two really good Dragoon units, unfortunately, without being able to capitalize, as the coalition definitely has the cav dominance right now. Now, I do see some cavalry going for some horse artillery from the UK. They're going to run away from there, so we'll see if they actually make it away. Yeah, that may be a time to run away, because those UK cavalry seem to actually be trying to pursue them down. The French infantry forming up to pour in a volley. Oh, wow, they are going. Oh, no, that was not probably well advised. They're going to break that UK cav unit. But, man, already, guys, some spicy maneuvering, some spicy cav charges here. Now, they weren't maybe all well-advised cav charges, and this is like Kellerman's going to get some of his cavalry back, thankfully. It does appear that they do not have this LOC. They're going to try to take it from whatever unit is in it. Surprised the UK or the coalition aren't trying to defend it. What's really odd is I can't see the unit that's in here. Is this one of those broken LOCs? I am very confused. Either way, they are going to take this LOC, but the UK are going to start rolling up here. We have the other French army rolling down the road. The Imperial Guard, guys, are in the back. They're going to truly be a reserve. Look at their uniforms, man. Nothing beats an Imperial Guard army. It looks so clean, so cut, so beautiful. And today is no different. Bring in some of the best quality France can offer here. The rest of the French starting to roll up. They're starting to really take in this LOC. It's weird, I can't see the enemy. Look at this. This guy's getting stabbed by a ghost. There's ghost men in this LOC. I'm not sure what is going on here. It's very odd. Artillery set up. Ooh, starting to get some shots off on this French column that's advancing. Ooh, France has quite a bit of artillery as well. Wow. 6 guns over here on this side. And I'm sure they have plenty more where that's coming from. But France is starting to try to form up their lines. Like I said, trying to maybe take this LOC. If they can hold it, things may look a little bit better for them. Alright, guys, we're back. Sorry. Had my daughter walk in all distraught over, well, I don't even know exactly what. But we're back. Still with the UK rolling in here towards this LOC. Looks like they really are going to try to keep it. I'm not sure if this is a bug. Sometimes LOCs can get a little bug. Wow, this is a chunky unit. Oh, the 3. The 3rd. Wow, that's quite a large but expensive yet very good unit. Where's the 4th? The Imperial. I like this army. I like what Rael has. But yeah, France is going to send in more infantry in. The UK have troops in the back of this LOC that are trying to put up a fight. Get some flanking fire on this French army. Yes, the rest of the Prussians, like, they're going to clear out so they can set up some of their artillery, start replying to all this French mass that is just sitting in front of them. Looks like we had some Scots Greys get into a bit of a cav clash here. Yeah, this UK army right here, guys, I have a feeling is going to be very tough and very hard for the French to fight. They do not have a lot right now. They're massing up their cavalry, cavaliers, although I feel like the heavy cav would be better spent taking on the Prussians. They'd be more effective there, but using the artillery maybe. Still, this French army is going to definitely need to fall back or get some reinforcements. You can see he's shifting troops over towards that side. You have the rest of this 8-pointer forming up his troops in a line of a battle. He has artillery now starting to fire as well. This 4-gun battery is shifting over as well. They have some heavy cav though. In fact, quite a bit of it. It feels like it's getting hit though by artillery, so the French definitely need to watch out that they don't lose their nice, expensive cavalry. All right, they took another LOC here. We have not yet seen, besides the push on this right flank for France, I have not seen any coalition push. There's been a little bit of defense made around this LOC, but it looks like there's just massing of artillery in the center by the coalition, which is a good way to counter. Man, it's a good way to counter the heavy cav of France, because they're going to have to shift it somewhere else. If they can control that part of the battle, it's going to definitely do better for them in the long run. And now that this grand battery is set up on 2 different flanks, things are looking pretty good. Now we do have some cavalry maybe going to go for the French artillery. I hope they see that. He did. All right, he's going to pull his troops away so that he can save his grand battery. He probably is happy having it there. And now the UK may actually lose their cav unit. Such a small cav unit, it may take enough losses to break. Oh no, it got away. But now France, ooh, this is bad for the UK. They could lose this grand battery. Yeah, they're gonna lose it. You always gotta be aware the enemy may counter your artillery battery. If you're trying to go for theirs, they may go for yours. And they may lose both their guns. No, they don't. They lose 1 gun, though. Oh my gosh, I missed a huge cav fight. I may have to... Alright, guys, so we have this other flank here that I'm going to actually follow for a little bit. Just because... Well, I'm not sure how I'm going to edit this exactly, but someone I recommended a while back. If you're missing something on the field, like if I'm focusing on something in the center, just go back to the right side and follow up what happened there, because I missed this entire thing. Because big stuff, obviously, as you probably know, is happening in the center. So we're just going to follow this part where the UK Well, they're pushing pretty aggressively here, so we got Kellerman sending in some Carabiniers. That looks like the UK do form a square, but now we have the UK cavalry rolling in on the flank, trying to beat back this French counterattack. At the same time, France going to throw up some infantry with cav to kind of keep the UK in a square formation. As they may even get some bayonet charges off. Oh, the cavalry going in here. Not looking good for the UK. Breaking more infantry. Now this Carabinier probably is going to break, getting flanked again after they broke the first initial horse guard from the UK. Yeah, things are looking pretty nasty here. France getting a very, very good initial attack off on such a threatening UK push. Yep, and now we're going to have even more. Ooh, nice charge here. So they're trying to save their army, sending in cavalry. They're running down a lot of French infantry now. More cavalry going to clash here. Oh, man. I love it when there's so much heavy cav on both sides and it's so dead even. It's the best thing, especially when the UK have heavy cav. Now you can see on the flank, the French try to threaten this UK cav. There's just so much happening. France going in, the UK trying to counter all this heavy cav from Kellerman. The light and heavy cav just rolling through. They broke, it looks like, a lot of the good UK cavalry.
Sir, our general is under attack.
France pushing infantry and cav together, making it a disastrous fight here. Now we do have some heavy horse from the UK charging in again. Squares formed, huge cav fight here on the flank. The UK just got pushed back and it looks like lost a lot of their cav advantage. They still have some cavalry, so they still have the bite, but it's just less dangerous. Still the Scots Greys in here. And like I said, still a heavy horse. They're pulling back. France is going to have to rest up theirs. Looks like the UK mostly just lost some infantry, initial infantry here. And now, actually, the main attack seems to be on this flank here. The howitzers now forcing back the UK's cavalry. Both sides seem to mutually be pulling back here with the cavalry, and actually France seems to be pulling back as well. If anything, they have stopped the attack that the UK were making for now. However, as you can see, more reserves pushing forward. The coalition is actually maybe going to push even harder on this side with more infantry, more squares potentially. Or they're going to be defensive. I don't think they have the artillery advantage to be defensive. For now, though, they have some nice skirmishers, screens up, stakes to protect them. In the center, it looks like both sides kind of distance each other. We're finally seeing the Prussians that were in this house. LOC making it very difficult for the French to actually take this, I think, unless they use artillery to focus it down. You have the majority of the French army shifting more center, even into the flank here. Oh my goodness, the UK charging in again? This seems like a waste of heavy cav. Oh, I guess they have infantry pulling forward too. Yeah, France trying to make the UK pay for charging in here. You do have some Landwehr pushing forward, so this is definitely an advantage the French can utilize on the UK, as this is some of the units that cannot form square in the army. Nice flanking charge for the Carabiniers, as this UK cavalry is just staying in this fight for a very long time. Now we do have these Scots Rays going in to support this cav fight. They're trying to break any and all French cavalry on the flank here. So much cav in this fight. And France actually did not do well on that cav engagement, losing some of their heavy cav and their chasseur cheval. They still have more, but now the French look like they may be falling back once again. I can't tell where they've actually focused a lot of their troops. Like I said, there's one line here, French infantry, but UK are only engaging one portion of it. That's kind of cool. They have a lot of Dutch. There's a lot of Dutch troops in this line, not just strictly UKs, like the Nassau, Prince of Orange kind of, you know, reminds me of the UK that was in the actual Battle of Waterloo. But France is just standing in the line. I don't see a lot of reserves for them right at this moment, so I'm not sure how they're going to put this, but they seem to be doing okay in this UK fight at the moment. France seems to be pushing, making a big push here on this flank. However, artillery is going to be right in their face when they do that. So they may have to make a big push with cavalry and infantry support. They do have the Imperial Guard, it looks like, going in. Yeah, a lot, like basically the entirety of the Imperial Guard. You have more troops pushing along here, the 108th. And then cavalry backing it up. That's a really good Lancer unit. You can see already the artillery, man, it's tearing into these chasseurs. And unfortunately, this LOC is being shot pretty well by artillery, but France is just paying for every little attack they make on it. The UK are pushing in here, and what the French maybe are trying to do is denying the right flank while shifting to the center. So they may try to just delay them a little bit maybe, but they're going to go straight into Prussia, which may actually be the weak link here. This UK fight against France is probably going to go in favor of the UK eventually. They have a lot more troops total in this fight. Oh, we have cavalry going in. They're going in for the artillery piece. This is going to change the full course of the battle if they can make it, and I think they will. There's nothing that's going to stop that artillery from being saved. I mean, they're dead. They're definitely dead, but there's still one more Prussian gun. But France seems to be going straight in at them. Still another cav charge going against the other Prussian artillery position. So Prussia pouring in volleys, they're probably going to kill their own artillery piece. Oh my goodness, another gun battery behind the other one. France breaking through here, sending cuirassiers directly into the Prussian lines. However, they do get shot right in the face. More cavalry going in. Oh, Prussia's in danger. Prussia's in danger. They can take this potentially. Everything's happening at once. So France looked like they made a big push on the UK flank, getting them into a square formation with some chasseurs cheval and then getting some bayonets in. The UK are going to push for another reserve line. France now putting a lot of pressure on this flank, while the center, the battle rages. Some dragoons in the front lines, infantry as well. Prussia looking to be in a dangerous spot here with French cav deep in their lines. And you see the Imperial Guard going in. They have some of the best quality troops to deal with this. Now we see some Prussian cavalry maybe trying to save their lives over here on the flank. It's just a retreating battle. They're probably going to lose some troops here. Hopefully they can just delay long enough for this French army to make a real push on Prussia. Now over on this side, the UK, well, they formed another defensive line here. They've got troops going across the river, but France trying to use maybe this road to quickly get up to the enemy. They can't afford to run straight at them or else they're going to get shot up. You can see how fast the UK fire. Plus there's this big old battery here. That is going to be a huge problem for the French if they can't deal with it pretty quickly on. However, they are driving a wedge almost on the flank. Oh my gosh, no, the French. All right, the French are getting hit. They're getting hit by some UK heavy cav now. Now, in this kind of a fight, there's probably going to be all sorts of squares getting slapped on the sides. This UK cav is going to run into so much. They're probably going to get shot from a couple different areas. The Prussians as well. But there's a lot of nice squares being formed. France just still trying to deny this side. I think the UK know that they have to just make a push at this point in time. And if they push fast enough, they will save their center. I think both flanks have actually kind of stabilized here. It doesn't look like the UK, yeah, they've stabilized from the initial charge here using this center line. And the UK don't want to get in a bayonet charge necessarily. They want to get close, shoot the French, and that's it. Trying to miss. Oh my gosh, another charge. Wait. Well, that's not the Prussian line. You forget how far and the French are here on this flank.
Our men are running, sir.
This is a crazy line. If you look at how the French actually are, it's this kind of weird dipping angle here, and it goes all the way to here. Like, this is weird. This French force right here, this would be a bad position for France. Now, they're probably, or not France, the UK, they're probably going to try to save this, but now the French, this is actually a good decision. They are going to swing the full weight. They have driven an entire wedge in between themselves and the coalition on two different sides. Nice charge by the UK here on the 105th.
Our men are running, sir.
Driving them back, but what the French now, and maybe this is what they plan on doing, is going straight at this one UK army and destroying them. It's a very large army, so if they can afford to destroy it, then that could be very successful. Alright guys, sorry, we're back. Had to get my daughter to, she was talking too much in the microphone, but we're back. Hopefully I don't have to edit out a bunch of her talking and all that stuff in there, but yeah, we have a huge French push. Look at all the Imperial Guard rolling right into this UK flank here. Man, they have some nice, beautiful assault columns, put up some fire. It looks like the UK are trying to maybe counter it with some solid volleys, a little bit of cav fighting on the flank. So they may actually win that one with the Scots Greys. Looks like maybe actually pulling back here. But you can see actually the French definitely making that huge push, setting crosshairs, making impacts, breaking some of the UK forces, and then a ton of melee from the Imperial Guard, using their best quality troops. Now the UK's only hope is to try to counter, shoot them in their face as they're charging in. But it's like, yep, you have some UK trying to stand firm. Not looking too good though. We may start seeing a mass rout, especially with that cavalry in the back lines for this UK army. And Scots Greys going in, trying to get an attack here. They get hit by a square, making their charge almost ineffective. But now they're gonna look like they're maybe gonna pull out, maybe try to do some cycling charges as France just rolls in the back lines. Other side, it does look like maybe we have, yep, we have the French going in.
We have killed their general.
Okay, what do we got here? We have a blob charge here. That's a bit of an exploit, a little bit of cheating. Well, that's not even a little. That's very obvious cheating there. You can't have more than 2 units on one. This is from the 8-pointer. Yeah, the 8-pointer. Not a very clean play. Not a very clean play. Does like they're going to clean up the rest of that UK in the center. Yeah, an unfortunate thing to have happen. But it does look like the French have cleaned up that center. And now they're just putting down some volleys with the UK, who are still making a push, still very strong. Looks like actually the UK forming some squares. I'm not sure if that's easier to pass troops by, but now they're going to send some heavy cavalry into the French lines, makes an impact, and unfortunately France does not have squares to form. And so the French, well, they're in a bit of trouble here. Now they do have their general nearby. On the other side, more cavalry looming, ready to charge in here. Definitely the coalition have plenty of troops left. A lot of bite left in their attack here. France has got to be careful. There's tons of troops. Looks like they're going to actually maybe try to go for this LOC as well. And it also looks like France maybe having their guns in danger of being broken. Yeah, they're going to lose some of them. Now maybe, yeah, they do break. Yeah, France really getting the pressure put on. That's a lot of troops who are breaking. The UK really exerting a lot of pressure. Looks like we have some crosshairs here. trying to help out with that heavy cav, but I think they're going to break, run away. The flank's still looking okay here. Prussia, though, pushing forward. Has cavalry back him up. He has a lot of his troops left. So he's looking to maybe get some payback after losing part of his army. France is now going to start pulling back on that side against the UK as the UK start pushing forward more and more troops, trying to really put pressure on them. Some cavalry coordinated with some infantry going to go in. Oh, wow, look at that artillery just shredding up that UK line. They're a real danger close to the French artillery, and it's going to start telling. So we have some French still engaged in a line battle. You see the Prussians, though. They have a lot of healthy troops here. Look at these double-stacked lines, ready to pour in some volleys here.
Our men are
The
running,
Imperial
sir.
Guard look like they're going to be the ones trying to hold them off. We have a square, looks like it's getting formed, and France is going to go in for the bayonet here. Trying to close in for that melee. If they can break this side, things will go very well for them. They can shift more forces to the other side, and looks like they may actually break all three. Yep, especially the artillery really helping. It's beautiful. UK still has that cav in reserve, though. Oh, look at this. We have a general in the front lines almost. Really inspiring his men to start breaking through here. France pulling back from this LOC. They still do have it. The UK have formed up with Russia to start pouring in some volleys. Oh, we have a unit, a 3E. The third getting caught, unfortunately unable to form a square. Probably going to get run down and killed. Such a large unit, it's unfortunate they're going to lose them. But a lot of cavalry still. The Imperial Guard pulling back here. Still, it's probably good that they have on this weaker flank right now the better quality infantry to deal with this Prussian coordinated with UK cavalry. Looks like France has broken through on this flank. Now with artillery support, they can start pushing up. The UK still seeming to want to take a bit of this fight. They do have a lot of land bear on that side, though. And it does look like we may have France pushing back whatever UK forces are left. However, the cavalry, you notice, the cavalry definitely depleted for the French already. They do not have a lot of it. The UK definitely pulling back here, trying to make some distance, get away from whatever French attack may be coming. This left side looking pretty good. There is some UK troops on the flank. Imperial Guard can try to hold, probably pull back. Maybe if they have some guns they can set up to defend that flank. It looks like we have, okay, the LOC being fought over here. So the UK going in, but not looking super effective for the fight. The French are definitely overrunning this position. Oh yeah, they're killing them. And then we have a cav charge going in, getting some impact. Maybe a little, okay, that looks like the French are gonna pull away from that line. I'm not sure if that's a clean charge there, then going for the artillery piece. Not totally sure how clean that is. They're going to go from though anyway, and the artillery don't break yet. Are they going to pull through them? Oh, they're going to go for the general. Yeah, I'm not sure how, I don't know. You guys can tell me how you feel about that in the comments. I don't feel like that was a very clean cav charge at all. Oh, it's by the 8-pointer again.
Our men are running, sir.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure how I feel about that. But I'm not going to condemn necessarily, I guess. Anyway, it looks like the French are making a good push here. Oh, I guess skirmishers almost point blank. France, though, maybe get a bayonet charge them, and they probably won't get away there. Oh yeah, and France going in for the melee again. And this UK army just can't stand me. With all the Dutch, Netherlands troops in this UK army, they are not going to do too well in melee. Yeah, that flank looking pretty good. We do have some cavalry going. Maybe you're gonna try to relieve some pressure on this flank. Maybe go for the French. Oh, maybe they're gonna go for the general. They do make impact though on this French line. Square gets formed. I'm gonna run it into that square. But I think if anything, it's saving this UK force so they can start pulling back. As you can see, definitely pulling away from the French. I think they've actually made some distance. The rest of the Prussians putting some nice firepower down, pushing on that right side. The left side definitely falling back. And France maybe going to rest up their troops a little bit. Looks like they're trying to make some distance between themselves and the coalition at this point in time. And if anything, I think the cavs are very depleted, if you can see, for the French here. Any cavalry they do have, it's pretty low. And it's only 30 minutes into this battle, so we start to look at LOCs here. You can see, actually, yeah, they have one point here. And then they have actually a couple units at each of these LOCs, interestingly enough. So they are ready, poised and ready to take the fight. Although, actually, maybe I think they're actually taking the guys out. They're going to try to win this battle by land battle. Yeah, they're pulling them out. That's 3 units, I guess, they could use for the next attack once they get there. But definitely some distance being made between the coalition and Imperial. Man, I gotta say, man, I love these Prussian uniforms. The black uniforms are very, very nice. I mean, granted, it probably was a little hot in the midst of the summer, but look at these thick rows of Prussian infantry. They have a lot of troops left. However, it's still obviously susceptible to enemy cav. But yeah, but it looks like we're gonna have some distance. We may actually have an interlude, whatever you call it. You know, we may have a bit of a stop here because France definitely looks like they're resting up here. The coalition resting up. Nothing happening. Obviously, that left side is gone, so it's just a center for the coalition. All right, we're back. It crashed, man. This whole replay is gonna be a nightmare of edits. All the times when my daughter barged in, I have to edit. Oh man. Oh well. You know, the pain is real, but the battle's worth it. So I think right now I was actually just starting to fast forward. Because it looks like there's distance being made between the two armies, and artillery is just kind of dueling back and forth. So you have the horse artillery. I'm not sure if they're going to try to just demolish this building or if they're hoping to retake it. But like we had said, the French are definitely moving their troops forward. Any reserves they have by the LOCs. The French artillery, quite dominant still. This 6-pounder plus this howitzer, well, that's not even a howitzer. Where's the howitzer? There it is. Yeah, they have this howitzer here that is just lighting up the enemy. Favorite thing to follow the projectile. And see where it's gonna. But both sides very content to sit here and stare at each other and shoot artillery. So if anything, I may skip ahead to the point which they re-fight this battle. And the Chasseur Cheval, very, very good cav unit. It's rather healthy still. Probably see some plays there. But I think the French, if anything, want to rest up all their troops. Make sure they are all fresh before they go right back into it. But at this point, I think they are going to win this fight. I think they can. They have better quality. Coalition kind of sitting still anyway. But I'll skip ahead to when the battle reignites. All right, guys. So we may have a coalition advance after, well, a bit of just nothing happening. The coalition seemed to be advancing in force. Prussia and the UK pushing forward over a field of already dead and wounded. I said they do have the cavalry, but they got to keep it away from that enemy artillery. Man, this LOC I think is broken. I think they did end up destroying it just so they can advance and attack. They can re-secure some other LOCs along the way, I'm sure. But it does add to the adds to the aura, or kind of a bloody field. You have a burning, smoky building. Oh yeah, some horse artillery running the gauntlet, interestingly enough. Is that an actual, like, strategy? Did they actually run the horse artillery in front to cause the French to volley? No way. That's not a real thing, is it? I know it's really hard to shoot and kill. But here we go. We have the cavalry going straight in here. Unfortunately, I think the Scots Greys are done. They did break one line infantry, but still, I think that'll be it for the Scots Greys. That elite cavalry has had its fill, and they are going to run away with probably 20-something men remaining in their line. And now, I mean, at this point, I'm sure the French, I mean, the coalition, ooh, oh, beautifully done. Now that is a charge to remember. Still, I think the UK, that will be the one shot. Oh, no, they got inspired. Oh, are they going to go for the general? Oh, Jean-Baptiste, he's in danger. Oh, can they make it? Or are they going to... Oh, they lost. They lost the unit. Still a huge impact on that line. And now you can see the UK going in for the bayonet. Unfortunately, they do not have a lot of troops left. Oh, this is going to fail. Even the general here in the front lines... Maybe gonna, I don't know if the general staff is just in there, even though the general himself is dead. But either way, I think this UK army, that's about it for them. So they're just trying to make one last desperate play here. Yep, we have artillery getting charged by those cuirassiers. The UK gonna start breaking here. Now they do have... Yep, the Imperial Guard sending their light cavalry to start breaking them apart here. You have the rest of Prussia pushing on the Imperial Guard who are standing their ground. In fact, not even all of them even engaged. Prussia has quite a lot of forces left. The UK can make a pretty significant dent in this French army. That'll be it. Things definitely going in favor of the French. This UK, they don't have their artillery to face this canister, which is shredding through their lines. You can see they're just starting to break. And the French, yeah, they're going to look to encircle this UK. The general staff? Wow. Every time I see these, it makes me want to make another cinematic, video like I did the fake Napoleon Total War trailer, which probably made so many people who didn't know about the mod enraged when they thought it was a new release. I regret nothing though. This mod is too awesome to. Oh my gosh, that was a beautiful canister. Oh, those poor guys. Ever remains of the Prussians standing. Man, what a shot. The flames in the background, the smoke, and then the flashes, even the howitzers firing. Man, that is picturesque. That is the thumbnail right there. Obviously, I'd have to come back and get it because I can't stand to have the... Once I got screenshot mode in, I have to do screenshot mode until I take pictures, which I used to do a ton of. Don't do that anymore. Once more, a casualty of, more responsibilities, I guess. Of course, I don't want to sound like I'm complaining. I'm not. Just keep my channel to start venting and complaining about my life. No, I'm just kidding. I won't. I refuse. Life's too good. But so we have the last ditch defense here as the French come crashing in on the Prussian rear. Prussian general trying to inspire his men to one last stand. Where is he? Is that him right there? Oh, France actually is repelled. Prussia doing a good job, but here comes the Imperial Guard in the front lines here. It's their best quality infantry impacting the Prussian line, and Prussia will just start collapsing quickly here. And with the cavalry coming in, it is over. I'm just going to hit the fast forward button just in case the 1 or 2 units. Ah, look at that, and it's over. Just like that. As you can see, this army was Jean-Baptiste, and he did quite well here with a lot of the infantry. But let's pull up the stats here. So as you can see, you have Goul with 1290 for the kills, Melchior 1018, Siggy with 1062, and Shoegaze with 530. On the other side, you have Pope with 658. Mech with 861, Ross with 1079, and Young with 550. Actually, almost very similar in some ways to the others, at least in the 500 kills. And then 1,000. Actually, at least 2 of the armies were very close. But yeah, definitely a very definite victory for the French. Well played. It was fun to see all that heavy cav from the UK dueling it out with the French. It just makes for better battles when the cavalry forces are equal. I mean, you can see sometimes with Prussia or Austria or Russia, they bring heavy cav, but it usually never seems to match up as well. Maybe Russia. But I feel like, you know, morale and cost, usually the Prussians and Austrians' heavy cav isn't as up to par. I think it is cheaper, though. So I guess in some ways it is, you know, equal in that you can bring a little more of it when it comes to heavy cav. But still a good battle. So thank you all for joining me. I hope you guys enjoyed. That'll be it for me today. You guys have a great rest of your day. Stay safe. And as always, I will catch you all in another video.